Hey followers, this is One Purpose Team Network. Today we have an amazing guest. This is Minister Chidi Solomon. He's the visioneer, he's the face behind Pst City Abraka branch. Sir, can you do a brief introduction about yourself?
Thank you so much for having me. Just like she has said, my name is Pastor Chidi,
Yeah.
and I'm a pastor under Pastor Tony Ritchie. That's Soa City International, and I just thank God for grace.
So how are you doing?
I'm fine. I'm fine.
Okay. I want to ask you this question about your music. You know, music has actually been a part of Sunday services, once many other services like preaching, drama, and other things. But can music really be a form of ministry?
Music be a form of ministry. Meanwhile, this topic is a very dicey one because there are a lot of controversies around the subject. Whether music is a ministry on its own, or music is what complements the ministry. But I believe that the work of ministry is not subjected to just those who preach.
Mm.
The work of ministry is vast. This is the reason why the Bible said that the fivefold is to equip the saints. So the reason why we have the apostles, the pastor, the evangelist, the prophet, the reason is to equip the saints for the work of ministry. So the people who actually do the work of ministry, they are not, it's not the prophets, it's not the apostles, but the saints that they are equipping. So I believe that music is a ministry.
And you have that as a ministry, right?
Yes.
And you also teach, you
Yes,
also
I
preach.
do. I do.
And there are other things you do.
Like businesses.
Okay.
Yeah.
That means you're multiversatile. All right. How do you combine your music and ministry? Like, can you share the challenges you have? It can be tedious.
True. It can be, and it can be quite confusing too. Sometimes when people want to invite you, they're like, they want to invite you.
Even know if they should invite you for music.
You want to ask them, what am I coming for? Am I coming for the word?
Yes.
Am I coming for music? But there is an order already. Everything we're doing in the kingdom of God, there's nothing new. Everything we're practicing, there's been an order for it. Somebody has done it before. Maybe you've not had the opportunity to look at it, but when you look at the ministry of David, you'll find out that David David was three things. David was a king, David was a priest, and David was a psalmist. And so he combined these three ministries perfectly, and he did it. So if I'm burdened and I'm like I'm confused, how do I run this thing? I look at people who have gone ahead of me, who are doing the same thing, and also my father in the Lord, Pastor Tony Ritchie, is also actively in this line of in this Davidic, ministry and all that. So it was easy for me, not because maybe I did a lot of study. I tried to no, I just observed people who were there before I came, how they were doing it, and it was just easy for me to blend.
Do you encounter criticism or any other thing that is attached to that particular line of ministry?
A lot. I don't think there's anything in this life that it's out of what is normally seen. People are not really used to it yet that a pastor is also is a preacher and also into music. So many times there's always side talks of whether let him focus on one now. How can he be doing music? He will not be focused about it and all that. So there are side talks. There are side talks. We've got to hear many things that people said, whether in front or behind our backs. So there are many side talks concerning it.
How did it
Many
make you feel?
questions. Okay, so as human beings, I think basically when you have those things coming, it can first, maybe try to insert a little bit of discouragement to you. At that point, you're like, this guy, some people just conclude on you even without getting to meet you, and all that. And sometimes you're like, you don't even know this person.
Have they concluded on you based on your age?
Yes.
Based on you are too young.
Yes, I've got that a lot. But I so much love the fact that God gave me such a great spiritual father. He didn't in any way look down at my age. He was always telling me, don't despise, don't let do not let any man despise your youth. So it was that courage, you understand. But whether it's there or not, yeah, they were a lot.
They are always
They were always on my money. Young now. In fact, I actually started. When I was very very young, very very. I think I was 12 years
when you
when I
started
started
music or
when I
ministry.
started music. I actually started off as an evangelist, preaching from house to house.
Okay.
Yes, in Enugu.
In Enugu.
So the idea of being too young I've passed through it for more than should be more than 14 years. Passed through it for that long.
Okay, this is another set of problems that is associated with merging both music and ministry. Once you start ministry, you parents, you tell your parents about what you feel like you want to do, and how did your parents take ministry? How did your parents
It
take?
was more easy.
How did your parents
It was
take
not
it?
easy.
The-
Because God found me, the way God caught me, He didn't give me time to live, you know to
Your
enjoy childhood,
uh
teenage teenagehood. He didn't give me the chance, so it started very early for me, and so it always took me out of the house. We'll always be looking for the next mountain to go to fast and pray. This one, that one, you know.
mm.
A particular thing happened. In fact, I've been beaten several times,
By your
flogged.
parents.
Yes, yes, and I was quite stubborn too. One of these, my uncle told me, "Don't go out, don't go for that meeting," and I was part of the organizers of the
Okay, you
meeting.
grew up with your uncle.
I grew up with my family. It's a large family, so I grew up in a large family house. I grew up with my grandmom. In fact, my growing up is complicated because I was in Kaduna. Then at a point, I was in Enugu,
What part of Kaduna?
this area.
Okay.
So my uncle was around at some point. He came back from Germany, so he's this hot-tempered person. So he said I shouldn't dare to leave the house, for a particular meeting. And I was like, no problem. In my mind, I knew that there's no way that I'm not going for that meeting. So I slipped out. I came back midnight. He was already asleep.
Mm.
So early in the morning, I was praying and praying that God would give him the grace to forget. And what this man did not forget. And so while I was trying to reboot in the morning, I heard a boy. And that a boy, I now immediately he came looking for me. I ran out of the house. We ran around the streets that day
Eh.
until he finally caught me and brought me to the house and then beat me up mercilessly. But it didn't stop my adventure. It even increased my desire to
To go
to
into
go for more.
muscles. Your biological parents, how did they take
Okay,
it?
I grew up with my mom. I didn't have the opportunity to know my dad because my dad died very early. So I grew up basically with my mom. So I've been locked outside too to sleep outside. Yeah, by my mom. She said, that place, you are coming to.
Let's go.
Go and sleep there. But for my mom, I think what gave her the liberty to allow me freely is because of an encounter that she had.
Oh, it
Yeah,
made it
it
easier.
made it easy. One of the days I went for a crusade in somewhere they call MNA Rehab. And so
Mm.
that crusade, the man of God that invited us did not have transport, did not have money to transport us. And that place was about an hour plus to my house.
Mm.
So we had to trek from there that night from 11 p.m. So reaching my house, it was around 1 p.m. ish. And my mom was planning that I will see her because there was no phone to reach me at that point. She planned what she would do to me that night while she was in her anger, raging, planning the thing. She just heard a voice that spoke to her. She said, "Why are you worried about this boy? He's here."
Mm.
That was it for my mom. That was the word that my mom needed to. So it was after that day I can travel by 10 p.m. in the night. I can tell her that God is saying that I should go to work at 10 p.m. in the night. He said, if God told you to go, you can go. So it was so easy for me after that encounter. I actually prayed for it too because it was not easy before that time. But my mom is also a God fearing woman. That was why it was easy for me to have liberty after that point.